Hello students, I am Dr. M.K. Srivastav, Department of Chemistry, Gaya College, Gaya. Today we will study the natural oxygen carrier. The first one is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is an oxygen transport metalloprotein which contains iron. It is found in the RBC of the vertebrates except in the fish family and the tissues of some invertebrates. The molecular formula of hemoglobin is C2952H4664O832 N12S8F24. And now the chemical composition of hemoglobin. It is made up of two words, hem and globin. It shows that in hemoglobin, each subunit is a globular protein in which heme group is embedded. One oxygen molecule is bound with each heme group which has one iron atom. The binding of oxygen with Fe is due to the iron-induced dipole moment. Hemoglobin contains two diners that binds to oxygens and is a tetramer. There are 4 polypeptides, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains in it. Max Perutz has established its three-dimensional structure by X-ray crystallography in 1959. Structure is similar to single polypeptide chain in myoglobin, but there is a difference in the sequence of amino acids. Hemoglobin exists in 2 states, that is T state known as tense state and other is R state which is relaxed state. R state has more affinity for oxygen than T state. Affinity of hemoglobin with oxygen decreases as the pH decreases. Function of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the blood carrier which carries oxygen from lungs or gills to the rest of the body tissues. For aerobic respiration, oxygen is needed. Hemoglobin releases the oxygen there. This aerobic respiration provides energy to power the function for the metabolism to the organism. Protein makes up nearly 96% of the RBC dry content and around 35% of the total content, in which water is also included. In mammals, the capacity of binding oxygen in hemoglobin is 1.34 milliliter oxygen per gram. Therefore, nearly 70-fold total blood oxygen capacity increases in comparison to the dissolved oxygen in blood. 4 oxygen molecules are bounded with the hemoglobin molecule in mammals. Other gases are also transported by hemoglobin. Body respiratory carbon dioxide is carried by hemoglobin. The molecule also carries important regulatory molecule, nitric oxide bound to a globin protein thiol group and releases it at the same time as oxygen. Outside the RBC, hemoglobin is also found. Mesenchymal cells in the kidney, alveolar cells, macrophages, silver dopaminergic neurons and also contain hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has a non-oxygen carrying a function in these tissues as an antioxidant and regulator of iron metabolism. Oxygen binding protein or the hemoglobin oxygen transport. Hemoglobin is about 90% saturated with oxygen in arterial blood passing from the lungs to the heart in peripheral tissues. In the various blood returning to the heart, hemoglobin is only 64% saturated. This one-third is oxygen is released by each 100 ml of blood passing through a tissue. And now what is Bohr effect? With increase in hydrogen concentration, that is when pH is decreasing or when the hemoglobin is exposed to the increased partial pressure of carbon dioxide, the binding of oxygen to hemoglobin decreases. This phenomena is known as Bohr effect. The release of O2 from the oxyhemoglobin to the tissue is affected by Bohr effect. This is because of the increased carbon dioxide and decreased pH in the actively metabolizing cells. Now you can see the schematic diagram of hemoglobin